Hello everyone. Just got back to my hotel, vlogging at 11:03. I don't know what the date is, but it's Sunday for sure. I think it's first or second. Second होगा शायद, क्योंकि आज ही result आए election के. हाँ, 2nd of May. So just wrapping up my thought because it helps me to kind of clean up my head. Once I vlog, it's kind of just cleanses my, you know, thinking system, and helps me to sort of reboot for the next day. Thoughts on the day, finally after about, I don't know, we were here 7, 8, 9 days ago. I पता नहीं कब आए थे हम. 7 और 3 10 10 दिन हो गए शायद. Finally we felt that the rocket has lifted off, and there were various indicators, though I won't go into the details of it because for some of you who are not here, probably will be for you it'll be hard to decipher the signals. Signals are not vocal. Nobody tells you, but you have to just pick up the body language. You have to just pick up the kudos in the smiles or wink of an eye, or such certain gestures that people do. And I had that feeling that we have finally lifted off. Rajkumar showed up from Delhi. That was a very nice gesture on his part. Those sweets made my day for sure, and I'm sure everybody else's. And it was a perfect timing, a perfect coincidence. Just when we opened the boxes of sweet is like when I was starting to pick up this vibe that the team has finally settled down. The team is finally starting to come together, and the team is able to pull together the deliverables without me sort of being involved in everything. So they're able to take directions, they're able to figure out things on their own, and they're able to, just like I like to stay one step ahead of the client, they are able to sort of judge me and are trying to be one step ahead of me. And that's the hallmark of a successful team, that they are one step ahead of the leader, and leader is one step of the client and the society. And that's how the ecosystem gels. And I did let everybody know, it was a very relieving sort of a feeling. We made a lot of presentations, and now I'm starting to see that it's not just Avasthi sir who did a brilliant job of shepherding us to this far, that he's starting to relinquish some of the details and the execution to other senior bureaucrats, and they are also very, very senior bureaucrats, and they are starting to show the confidence in us. That's when you know that you are starting to be the part of the ecosystem. So that was a very sort of interesting day. I'm very not that edgy anymore, and I'll tell you the reason. The reason being that when you plant a seed, there is that anxiety that is the seed going to germinate? Have I overwatered it? Have I underwatered it? Is it getting enough nutrition? Do you plant it in the right place? Is it getting enough sun? And I'm approaching this whole project as a startup. For me, it's not that we are part of a big company and we can do this and that. Of course, that is there. That's why we are able to do this. Just like in a startup, you raise capital, and once you have capital, then you invest well, and you manage it well, and you don't squander money. And I bring the same approach to it. And I think that has finally paid off. We definitely saw the green shoots. So we've planted the seed in the right place. It's getting the right amounts of sun. It's getting the right amount of water, and starting to show those first two leaves that sprout out. Now it's going to be an approach and a method of how do you protect this sapling that has just emerged from the ground, and how do you nurture it and raise it into an oak tree. And nothing less than oak tree sort of inspires me. And because oak is one of the strongest woods, it lasts forever. It outlasts the human life, and it gives the shade. And it's, at least in the west, it's considered the anchor. Means strength, means grace, means dignity. So I've always said that at least in English literature and Western parlance, it's like you be oak to somebody, or he's an oak. So I'm sure हमारे यहाँ जिसको पीपल या बरगद का पेड़ भी बोल सकते हैं, ऑक्सीजन देता है, जो समाज का भला करता है, उस हिसाब से भी सोचा जा सकता है. So that is one thought that comes to mind. Second is, uh, I think we are starting to see some leadership emerging out of the group, and I think they all know who they are. But I'm very, very happy that this core tech team, the high tech team that's emerging is. I was telling the team I feel like I'm in New York or London. Today I felt I had that vibe that you forget what location, but you see the same set of excellence coming out. And that has been the approach that Rajkumar and I have been talking about and thinking that we should bat at par to the best in the world. I mean, we can't think कि हम दिल्ली में हैं, इंडिया में हैं, ये नहीं कर सकते. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. It's all in the attitude, it's all the energy and positivity and vibe and passion that you bring to the table each and every day, each and every moment. One thing that comes out that yes, I've kept everybody under the pump for 10 days. I'm sure a lot of people were a little unnerved, shaken up. A lot of people probably moaned and bitched about me. But I know what I'm doing. There is a method to the madness. I might look scruffy, I might look stupid, I might look like he's frazzled, he's emotionally volatile and whatnot. But I'll give you an analogy why I've done 3 startups in life. In tech space, let me give you the background of it. In tech space, you can fail in a jiffy. And in tech space, you succeed in a jiffy. So let me give you an example. So in retail, you set up a shop. You would know few months or maybe years before you would know कि ये दुकान चलेगी या नहीं चलेगी. In tech space, I've been a VC, I've set up firms. On a 7th day, I can tell is this company worth investing in or not? And there is a reason for it. By 7th day, there is no product, there is nothing in production. But the way you walk in the office, the way people talk to you, there's the attitude, the swagger, the crispness, it's like that morning breeze when you open the door and it hits you in your face and you feel that crispiness. And it's something you can't quantify. Just if you have gone through it, if you have been a Silicon Valley person, San Francisco or high tech person in IBM and all these places, you just get a sense. It's that gut feel that says this is it, it's going to happen. But when you are incubating a tech firm, so that is from the outside view, that you feel it when you open the door of a tech firm, that ये company चल जाएगी, यहाँ पे वो juice है, यहाँ पे वो mojo है, यहाँ पे वो pizzazz है, यहाँ पे वो they get it, they are going to pull it off. और उसके फिर once you have that gut feeling, then on top of it, to validate that gut feeling, you do all sorts of financial analysis, due diligence and rigor and whatnot. But if you don't get that feeling as a VC, as an investor, and then you do all the financial analysis, and financial analysis say invested, no good VC invests in it. Because both your feeling and the financial analysis and the rigor has to match up. Or this is the art and science of being a VC. So I'm just sharing that key. That's from an outsider perspective. From an insider perspective, if you are incubating a tech firm, in the first 7, 10, 1 month, you have to bring that sense of urgency to your team. You have to make them understand why it is so critical that every moment you are succeeding or failing. Because the culture is being set up in those first 7, 10 days. And the leader sets it. He sets the tone. He sets the energy. He sets the vibrancy. और उसमें it's not the individuals that matter actually at that time. I mean, you could be abusing the wall, you could be screaming at a whiteboard, whatever it is. But it's the idea and its energy that reflects through people. और अगर वो सेट हो गई टोन तो टीम सेट हो जाती है. टीम सेट हो गई तो आइडिया सक्सीड हो जाता है. और मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ कि एक ही आइडिया 100 दिमागों में आता है, एक ही क्यों सक्सीड करता है, 99 क्यों फेल हो जाते हैं. ऐसा थोड़ी है कि अमेजोन सिर्फ एक बेजोस के दिमाग में आया, हजारों के दिमाग में आया होगा. इट्स नॉट दैट बिग ऑफ अ डील, ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म टू सेल. बट व्हाई इज देयर ओनली वन अमेजोन? व्हाई इज देयर ओनली वन एप्पल? And I have been close to some of these leaders and I've worked with them, many of them. Steve Jobs, जिस समय हॉल में से निकल जाता था ना, लोग खाली होके भाग जाते थे. Because he was an intellectual marauder. He was an intellectual bully. And he could care less who you are. He was just trying to drill that bit in your head and suck up that idea that was critical for him. और उसके साथ वही लोग काम कर पाए जो उसी थोड़ा सा फिलॉसफी और ब्रुटैलिटी के साथ काम करते हैं. एंड दिस ब्रुटैलिटी इज नॉट अगेंस्ट इंडिविजुअल्स और ह्यूमंस. इट्स द ब्रुटैलिटी अबाउट द इंटेलेक्ट, इट्स द आइडिया. And when you are incubating it, the discipline that is required, the passion that is required to pull it off, it only comes out when you have to be absolutely brutal. Otherwise, most of the people, 99.99999% would like to sleep in the bed, walk slowly, have 10 cups of tea, read newspaper, eat aloo ke parathe, and then say, अरे हाँ ये प्रोजेक्ट सक्सेसफुल क्यों नहीं हुआ. वैसे नहीं होता है सर, उसके लिए आपको बहुत मारा मारी करनी पड़ती है. I'm going to just take this call and then I'll be back. Just give me a second.